Charlie Brown Christmas always brings to mind peace, innocence, and happiness for me, which might be strange because it starts with Charlie Brown being depressed. Well, he's always depressed, so that's nothing new for him. But it makes for a great way to talk about holiday depression because that's what a lot of people experience, right? Yeah. We will talk about how to turn depression and disenchantment into meaning. Hi, I'm Laura Giles, host of Mental Health in the Movies. Thanks for being here. This channel is about helping people understand what's going on with themselves, other people, and bringing some understanding to what it means to be human. I also give tips on how to turn things around if you're in a place that's not great. If you enjoy the content, please like, share, and subscribe. It's a way to say, hey, Laura, keep cranking it out. It's good stuff. So thanks. So, A Charlie Brown Christmas starts upbeat. We see a lot of kids ice skating on a frozen pond. It's snowing. So it's a beautiful winter wonderland. And here's Charlie Brown all down in the dumps. What gives? Well, Charlie Brown always has low level depression or dysthymia because, well, we don't know why. That's how he always presents. But it's a little worse right now because it's the holidays. So he's supposed to be decking the halls, laughing, being cheerful, and having a good time, and he's not feeling it. The good thing is he's not faking it. He just doesn't know what to do because he doesn't want to feel this way. He wants to feel the way he thinks he's supposed to feel. So let's pause there and talk about holiday sadness. It's real. We all know this. I think there's a lot of high energy at this time of year. There is high happiness, and those who feel sad and alone, well, that's extreme as well. The expectation that this isn't how it's supposed to be makes holiday blues worse. So does feeling like everyone else is happy and you're not. Combine that with all the holiday stories that say that this is a time for togetherness, family, and belonging. And if your family isn't close or healthy, well, you can see why you might feel like a misfit and that you're singled out for misery. Being sad can be bearable, but when you're the only person who is feeling this way, it can become oppressive. So the Christmas season can be the time of year where you want to hide away and don't come out until New Year's. If you come from a dysfunctional family and have the annual drama fest, high pressure shopping, over drinking, eating too many sweets, and just generally wearing yourself out because of too many obligations, that runs you down. It makes you vulnerable to emotional crashes and breakdowns too. So there's also that. Traveling and being out of your normal routine are other reasons why this might not be the most emotionally stable time of year. And don't forget triggers. If you see people you only see during the holidays and have negative memories of them, that can already put you on edge and bring back all the other horrible times that you shared. Halloween until February is my busiest time of year because the loneliness, triggers, addictive behaviors all soar. People are just trying to cope in the only way that they know how. But right now, in our story, Charlie isn't even sure what's going on. He just knows that other people are getting Christmas cards and he's not getting any. Everyone else seems to be having fun and getting into the holiday spirit, and he's feeling down. So he pays Lucy 5 cents for some guidance. Think that's a great idea. Going to see a therapist or coach or pastor is a great idea. There's no reason why you have to go through this alone. You can get some professional support or learn new coping skills that can set you up to do things better this year. And it doesn't have to be professional advice. We don't have elders anymore, so professionals are the obvious choice, but it could be anyone that you trust. And that might be better because if your provider is anything like Lucy, it's transactional. Lucy gets more excited about the nickel that she gets in payment than in helping Charlie. So Charlie Brown goes to Lucy, and Lucy says one of the best lines ever. She says to Charlie Brown, "You need involvement." Then she suggests that Charlie Brown be the director of the Christmas play. She's right, that he does need involvement. But the professional help she gives feels sterile and lacking in empathy, which is ironic given that she's essentially telling him that he needs to connect. So, why is Lucy's advice so great? Well, because depression is about experiencing a sense of powerlessness. It's the feeling that nothing you do matters. You're unseen, you're misunderstood, you're unappreciated, or that you can't make a difference or an impact. When you experience involvement, you insert yourself in a community and work towards a common goal. It creates the perfect situation where your input matters. You are seen and you create a change that matters. What's more, You move from being outside of everything to being a part of everything. And humans are tribal creatures. We need each other because I don't exist without you to see me, and you don't exist without me to see you. If we both express pro social things and reflect that back, we create a mutually beneficial society. So, if Charlie Brown were a part of the warmth and laughter, maybe Christmas could be joyous for him. So Charlie accepts, heads to the auditorium, skipping all the way. He's full of enthusiasm now and lots of ideas. And on the way, he sees his dog, Snoopy, putting up gaudy lights on the doghouse. Snoopy gives him a sign that says that this is part of a lights and display contest. Charlie Brown groans in disgust. This is another part of the holiday letdown. He feels surrounded by commercialism and superficial shine that feels so fake. In other words, he doesn't see himself or his values reflected in his surroundings. Then Charlie Brown runs into his little sister, Sally. She asks him to write a letter to Santa Claus for her. She says she has a long list of presents and she wants um, a bunch because she's been very good this year. She then tells Santa that if it's too hard to get it all together, he could just give her wads of cash. Charlie Brown leaves in disgust again and finally makes it to the school auditorium to see what's happening there. The kids have a really different idea of what Christmas should look like. They're jamming out to some jazz. Schroeder wants to have some Beethoven in the play. Snoopy is even dancing. And Charlie Brown's feeling even more like an outsider. He doesn't get it all. And he's beginning to feel this despair and separation deepen. Charlie's name is attached to this play, and he does not want it to be modern or hip or commercial. He wants to strike a meaningful emotional mood. He wants to have a Christmas tree. So he and Linus go out in search of one. So let's pause for a moment, because although this movie was made in 1965, this same sentiment was present almost 200 years ago when A Christmas Carol was written. Even that far back, people were saying that Christmas is about materialism, and they're still saying it today. So it hasn't gotten any better. So the girls say, maybe we need a big, shiny aluminum Christmas tree. Then someone says, maybe paint it pink. And you have to wonder, what is this all about? Is it artsy, modern, trendy? Or is this about covering sadness with spectacle? Do the people with the giant Christmas displays put that up because it brings them joy? Or do they do it because it gives them a way to have the Christmas magic that they yearned for as a child and never got? So I love Christmas. I love the spectacle and definitely do the tacky lights tours. Not criticizing at all. Do you? Do whatever makes you happy. I remember as a kid, Santa's Winter Wonderland was pretty small, but still it was absolutely fantastic to me. A display like that now is just a tiny section of some mall displays. Some regular citizens even have bigger and more fancy displays in their front yard than what we used to have back in the day for the mall. So we have definitely gone in for bigger and better. And I wonder, does this make things feel more festive or less? Does the feast for the eyes also fill the heart? This is what Charlie is getting all excited about. He's a sensitive guy who feels all this keenly. He's honest and more in touch with his feelings than most. He's balancing between hope and fear. Hope because he can see the lights and energy of this modern Christmas, but he can also feel the emptiness underneath. When Linus and Charlie get to the Christmas tree lot, Linus wonders if they even make wooden trees anymore, but they do find one. If you buy a live tree, you know that as soon as you touch it, even if it's fresh, it starts dropping needles. And this one doesn't have a lot of needles to spare. And by the time they drag it to the auditorium, it looks even more frail. The kids laugh at it and mock him. One of them even says that Charlie Brown is completely hopeless. But this is a symbol for Charlie Brown. Both Charlie and the tree are frail, weak, laughed at, dismissed, and they're the only genuine things that anyone can see. And this is what mainstream culture often does with things that are vulnerable. We laugh at them. We post them on social media and invite others to criticize. This gives us a way to feel superior and pretend that we don't have any faults. We pretend that we don't put up fake fronts to fit in and find safety from the same ridicule that we're heaping on others. Now, Charlie feels utterly lost and he cries out, "Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?" Linus steps up in his unassuming way and quotes the Bible story of Jesus' birth. Then he says, "It's about peace on earth and goodwill towards men." When Linus is up there talking, he breaks through the noise. The sound of truth usually does. Linus isn't offering religion as a cure or a solution. He's offering it as a focal point. He's validating that Christmas is about togetherness, love, community, and those types of things. And he does it with such calm and clarity that everyone feels it. In the other scenes, there's a lot of music and busyness. When Linus speaks, it's like a clear bell on a still winter's night. His words resonate and ground Charlie, and this brings Charlie peace. He's once again full of hope. He takes the tree home and takes an ornament from Snoopy's house and puts it on the tree, and it's too big for the branches, and the whole tree droops. And Charlie Brown says, "Everything I touch gets ruined." When you have a trauma background, and I'm guessing Charlie does because he's a little kid with depression, trauma changes your brain. It makes it so that everything is skewed negative. You take things personally. Your self talk is negative and blaming. It's easy to return to a space of hopelessness because any piece is fragile. You don't trust. It's always a waiting for the other shoe to drop moment. So when Charlie tries to love the tree and it droops, it takes all his hope. He has nothing left to give. But let's hold on a minute. This group has a lot of traumatized kids, or at least kids that were not well cared for. Pigpen is a stinky kid whose parents don't make sure that he's bathed. He's neglected. Linus is about 5 and he's still carrying around a blanket for comfort, so he has anxiety. Lucy is probably a parentified child. She's way older than her age and has already figured out what matters in this world isn't toys, it's real estate. So she's searching for security that she doesn't feel at home. Charlie isn't a misfit. He's actually just like them, only they're playing the mainstream game of fitting in. Charlie sticks out because he doesn't know how to do that. His inner compass is too strong and true for that. He's not rejecting or compartmentalizing his feelings. It's because he feels his feelings and accepts his truth that he feels so isolated. Linus's words temporarily bring him back to center, but because he has that trauma pattern, it's easy to fall back into hopelessness, which he does as soon as he encounters difficulty. Charlie doesn't realize it, but the other kids heard Linus speak too. They're feeling the same uplifting feeling, but also grounded, just the same way that Charlie was feeling. And then they all start to see Charlie's vision for Christmas and begin to embrace the spirit of Christmas by showing the tree some love, making it beautiful, and then singing a Christmas song. Charlie hears them singing and comes over to see what they've done with his vision, and he's shocked. They've made his vision visible, and this touches him deeply. He finally feels validated, valued, and seen. Now he's able to join in with them and feel that involvement and belonging that Lucy was talking about. This is a really simplistic look at holiday depression that still resonates 60 years after its creation because it's still real. We are all still searching for that belonging. Most of us think that Christmas is too commercial and we yearn for something real. We yearn to belong. Tradition is one of the ways that we meet that need. When a culture has shared traditions, it's a way for complete strangers to feel something in common. For example, Santa Claus is an American tradition. Christmas trees are from Germany, but they have been a part of our culture for almost 200 years. Charlie Brown Christmas is now a part of many holiday traditions. Doing the same thing year after year helps to ground us to each other and to a place. It gives us a sense of belonging. And real doesn't come from a store or something manufactured. It comes from the heart. Nobody can tell you how to do that. You have to figure it out because it's different for everyone. I can tell you this, though. You're not going to find it in a box, and UPS can't deliver it. And one more thing that I'd like to point out about A Charlie Brown Christmas. Charlie comes into this show depressed, and he has it throughout the show. Having a good day doesn't cure it. He's low in every episode of Charlie Brown that we see. He's always the kid who gets the football pulled away. He's the neglected kid. What we have here is acceptance of sadness. Being with others and feeling the true meaning of Christmas for a moment doesn't take that away. It only provides a little break. I think that's great for kids especially because it doesn't lead to the expectation that you can wave a magic wand and it all goes away. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be authentic. While the whole world is wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, it's a reminder that being authentic may be more valuable and desirable than putting on a mask just because the calendar says that it's time for that. This is a kids' movie for sure, but it's so well done. It's surprisingly deep. If you pay attention to the musical track, the whole musical arc is shown in music. It starts out like a beautiful winter's day. Then you feel the commercial frenzy, the sadness, the serenity, and then it ends with the kids singing with pure hearts and humility. They get it, and we can all learn from it. Emotional health doesn't take a break for the holidays. Things are as they are, and if we give ourselves space to feel what we feel, not trying to cover it up in shiny paper or bright, cheerful music, if we don't escape into presents and trips, maybe we can have an authentic Christmas with people who like us and see us for who we are. That's my wish for you this year. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Ciao.